Yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect. So yeah, I'm still learning how to do stream. So instead of reading the book alone, I thought, why not let's just go live and speak something. Of course, because that's what I love, and I love what I do. Okay, so the book was divided into multiple parts. So, in eventually in the starting part of the book, the author was trying to tell us why we don't want to say no. Some of the reasons that were mentioned there were like because we don't want to hurt others. Okay, and we are people pleasers, and we want to avoid offending people. We want to avoid disappointing people. We want to avoid seeming selfish, and we desire to help others. We struggle with low self esteem. We want others to like us. We want to appear valuable. We averse to conflict. We don't want to get into the conflicts. We just want to live a calm life, maintaining good relation with everyone, right? But in this world, that is not practically possible. A people pleaser, according to me, it's my personal experience, you would say, a person who tries to please everyone, who is closer to everyone, is close to none, right? So part 3 is, this is the part 3, that is major portion that even I need to understand and learn thoroughly as well. Thoroughly, some word is there. Okay, 10 strategies for saying no without feeling like a jerk. The biggest challenge you face when learning to say no is overcoming the feeling of guilt, fear, and shame that surface when you disappoint people. That no is small task. In many cases, it requires unraveling years of training. Some of us, myself included, have spent the majority of our lives accommodating others. We have trained ourselves through continuous application to put others before ourselves. Reversing that habit will take a fair amount of time and effort, of course. If we have practiced something for like past 19-20 years, it is going to take massive amount of time. The good news is anybody can do it. If you are willing to apply the tactics I'll share with you in the following pages, you'll gradually curb your people pleasing tendency as you say no more and more often. You will discover that doing so gives you the freedom to spend your time. Sorry. As I mentioned earlier, this is not about refusing to help people. Rather, the goal is to learn how to say no without feeling guilty. When you know it's best decision given your circumstances, with that out of the way, let's jump in and discuss strategies. So, before that, let me do some setup. Yeah. So now we are jumping to the strategies that the author is trying to explain us. Be direct and straightforward. The strategy one is be direct and straightforward. Does the following scenario sound familiar? Someone asks for help. The problem is you're swamped with projects and consequently lack the time to lend a hand. You know you must say no to the person's request. There is no other option given the volume of the work on your plate. But you don't respond with I'm sorry, I'm unable to help you. Instead, you hem and haw. Eventually say, maybe I am kind of busy. I don't know how much time I'm having and I can spare. This sends a mixed message to the requester. So author is trying to tell you that if you don't want to uh, help the person, if your schedule is packed, just be normal, be natural, just say I'm very busy, right? So yeah, uh, and the requester is likely to take advantage of the opportunity by conveying a heightened sense of urgency. That is, this is super important and I really need this help right now from you. When you waffle in response to a request, you inadvertently welcome increased pressure from the requester. The individual asking for your time will take your waffling as a sign of indecision. He or she will recognize that you can be coaxed towards his or her ends, even if that means you risk missing your own deadlines. For this reason, it's always better to be clear when you decline requests. Don't beat around the bush. Don't equivocate, hoping that it will pacify the requester it won't. Instead, be candid about your unwillingness to consent to his or her request. So the author is trying to tell you that being straightforward when turning down request doesn't mean you are being mean or you don't want to be that person. Okay, it means that you are prioritizing yourself instead of helping someone else, right? It helps to have a reason for saying no. Your reason validates your inability or unwillingness to lend a hand. For example, consider the following two responses to a requester's help. I don't have time to help you. I don't have time to help you because I'm working on a crucial report that's due in 2 hours. See, in the first option, you're saying I don't have time to help you. It might sound rude or if you don't want to say this, right? But in second, I don't have time to help you because I'm working on a crucial report that is due in 2 hours. So it will also give some space and time for the opposite person to think that okay, this person is really busy and he's really having some work in these deadline he's having, right? The first response prompts the requester to wonder whether your referral is to help a person or to reject a person. That can lead to confrontation. Again, if you are being like direct that okay, I'm having deadline, I cannot help you, that would be better. Be honest about your reason for turning down the requester. Be honest. Being honest helps almost 99% of the times. Resist the temptation to make something up. If you're trying to make some random shit reasons like no, actually, I cannot help you because I have this to do, that to do, emotionally, physically not available. Don't do that. Be honest, give genuine reasons. See what, so major learning from this first part was that पूरा ऐसा रीजन मेंशन करो उनको कि देखो हम तुमसे तुम्हारी हेल्प नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि इन नेक्स्ट 2 hours आई हैव दिस वर्क टू डू, राइट? द बेस्ट अप्रोच इज टू बी डायरेक्ट ऑनेस्ट एंड रेस्पेक्टफुल. तो ये जो फर्स्ट चैप्टर था उसकी ये लास्ट लाइन है, to be direct, honest, and respectful. Strategy 2. Strategy 2 is don't stall for time. Let's understand. You can tell someone is stalling. You can tell when someone is stalling. Likewise, others can tell when you do it. None of us are as inconspicuous as we think. Yet many of us still tempted to stall for time when someone asks for us help. Sorry. For example, we respond by asking, can I get back to you on that? Or we tell the requester, let me think about it when I have a free moment. Sometimes we do it to be tactful. We know we must decline the request, but we don't want the requester to think we are rejecting him. Okay, so it's like sometimes we just give them reasons like we don't want them to feel bad that okay we couldn't help you, right? So we are just saying मैं बताता हूँ, मैं थोड़ी देर में सोच के, yeah, this is something that I always do actually. I cannot say no directly, so instead of that what I say is I'll get back to you on this after some time. Let's see what he's writing to avoid that. Others times we do it out of fear. We are concerned that refusing to put the requester's need before our own will trigger a confrontation. So we stall in the hopes of leaning the impact of our refusal. So we delay our refusal. We say, we'll tell you after some time. Let me get free of this work, then I'll say you if I can help you or not. Still, other times we delay because we truly want to help the individual, but are swamped and uncertain how to do it. Again, हम लोग बस उसको delay कर रहे हैं because we cannot help it, right? Stalling is a bad idea for few reasons. Let's see, because I'm someone who stalls. First, it strings the requester along. It encourages him or her to hold out hope for your help, even though there is little chance you'll be able to deliver. When the reporter realizes you are unable to offer assistance and his or her time has been wasted, he or she is likely to become irritated. Now, the point is, suppose you told the person, I'll get back to you on this after 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, if you said no, the other person will think this person said to me that wait for 10 minutes, then he will say, I was expecting a positive response, but what is this? He said no. He'll feel irritated. That's what is written here. Very good line. Yeah. Second, stalling makes you appear indecisive. Indecisive means someone who cannot take decisions. If you are saying, I'll tell you after some time, let me think about it. Of course, the person got you that you cannot take quick decisions. That's why you're saying, I'll tell you after some time, right? When you fail to respond with a direct no, the requester may become more assertive. Never let someone being assertive on you. ठीक है, believe you can be persuaded to acquiesce. It means now since you didn't set a direct no, he thinks he can manipulate you to say yes. Third, stalling for time reduces your productivity by prolonging the situation. For example, suppose you could have helped that person by saying yes, but now you didn't it. You said, I will say you after 10 minutes, right? Now, those 10 minutes, whatever you're doing, you may not do with 100% focus because your mind will be on that person whom you refused or whom you delayed it to help, right? Being sincere with a direct no shows respect. Yes, it also prevents the request from hanging over your head like a dark, ominous cloud. So, simple example: if someone asks your help, right? There are two person. You asked help from two-person, and one of them said, "No, bro, I am really busy. I have this deadline in 2 hours. I cannot do it." Then another person said, "I'll let you know. I'll let you know in 2 hours." After 2 hours, he's saying, "I was really busy. Give me 1 more hour." So for the first person, he could not have helped you, but at least he was being honest, right? He said no to you. Now you do have some respect for that person because he was being honest. Now the for the second person who could have helped, but he's indecisive. He couldn't take the decision that he should help you or not. Now that person, you will like उनकी respect आप कम करेंगे, है कि नहीं? तो सो ये था हमारा स्ट्रेटेजी 2. Now strategy 3 जो है, we'll go to third strategy, that is replace no with another word. This is the strategy 3. Replace no with another word. Let's see what are those words. Saying no can have negative effects even if you do it with grace. For example, someone asking for your help might be offended if he or she associates the word no with a personal rejection. This individual might become angry if his or her ego is hurt by your response. These reactions can occur regardless of how tactful you are in declining the request. The word no carries an air of finality. Many people are ill prepared to hear it and lack the ability to accept it and poise with understanding. So, a lot of people are there. Uh, it will take a lot of time, bro. It will take a lot of time. There's still plenty of pages left. So, a lot of people are there who come to you to ask for your help, right? But they are not mentally prepared to hear a no. So when you say direct no, it can affect him. If it can affect that person. So this is what we are going to learn in this chapter, that replacing that no word with another word. After repeatedly interacting with such folks, we learn that saying no to them is not only difficult but also costly. I do have my college. It's from 8:30, but let's see. We'll be awake. Anyways, after repeatedly interacting with such folks, we learn that saying no to them is not only difficult but also costly. Oftentimes, these people live in anger and tell their peers that we are inflexible and unwilling to help. See, जैसे तुमने किसी को डायरेक्ट नो बोल दिया, तो उनको लगेगा, वो लोग दूसरों को क्या जाके बताएंगे, अरे इसने तो मुझे डायरेक्ट नो बोल दिया, ही इज नॉट अ गुड पर्सन, ही इज अनविलिंग टू हेल्प. इंस्टेड ऑफ दैट, what we should say, let's see. Is it any wonder that we have difficulty saying no to people? The good news is that it's possible to decline request without saying the word no. It's just a matter of finding different ways to communicate the same message. For example, suppose a family member asks you to take him to airport, but you could simply say no and provide a sincere reason. If he is sympathetic to your circumstances, that should suffice. But let's say you know from past experience that he is not sympathetic. He is inclined to hear no as a personal rejection. ओके, कोई रिलेटिव ने बोला कि एयरपोर्ट छोड़ दो। तुमको पता है कि तुम नो कहना चाहते हो बट नो उनको कह नहीं सकते क्योंकि उनको लगेगा कि ये पर्सनल मैसेज है उनका। तुम पर्सनल जा रहे हो वगैरह वगैरह। बट लेट्स टू अवॉइड दिस रिएक्शन, हाउ एल्स माइट यू डिक्लाइन हिज रिक्वेस्ट। सो यहाँ पे कुछ एग्जांपल्स दिए गए हैं और तो एग्जांपल्स हैं, I can't commit to that right now because I'm focused on a high priority project. So you have to be diplomatic, little bit diplomatic you have to be if you want to decline a request. Okay, तुमको पता है कि that relative of yours cannot get a no. He's not mentally prepared to hear a no from you. So what you'll say? You'll say I cannot commit to that right now because I'm focused on high priority project. So अगर यहाँ पे एक पैटर्न फाइंड आउट करने की कोशिश करो, पहले भी जो एग्जांपल में था, इट वाज लाइक हे सॉरी आई कैन नॉट गिव यू अ फेवर राइट नाउ बिकॉज आई एम वर्किंग ऑन अ प्रोजेक्ट दैट इज हैविंग अ डेडलाइन ऑफ 2 आवर्स फ्रॉम नाउ, राइट। तो ये था। तो आपको कुछ ऐसा बताना है जो उनको लगे कि हमारा आपका काम उनसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, राइट। दिस रेस्पॉन्स टेल्स द फैमिली मेंबर दैट यू आर बिजी एंड अनेबल टू ब्रेक अवे फ्रॉम योर वर्क। I would like to help you, but I'm swamped with this project right now. This is another way of saying, not saying no, but saying no, right? कि मैं तुम्हारी हेल्प तो करना चाहता हूँ बट मैं अभी फंसा हुआ हूँ इस प्रोजेक्ट में, ठीक है। दिस रेस्पॉन्स लेट द फैमिली मेंबर नो दैट ही इज इंपॉर्टेंट टू यू बट देर इज अ वैलिड रीजन दैट यू आर अनेबल टू अकोमोडेट हिम। उनको ऐसा लगेगा उनको ऐसा लगेगा कि देखो, हेल्प तो ये करना चाहता था बट इसका वैलिड रीजन है। तो people are depending on me to finish this project. If I abandon it to help, I would be letting them down. एक और रीजन यहाँ पे दिया गया है, थर्ड लाइक फोर्थ थर्ड एग्जांपल, कैसे आप नो कह सकते हैं कि दे विल नॉट फील बैड। People are dependent on me, a lot of, like, my whole team is dependent on me, how they're working, how this project will get finished up. If I would not join them right now, the project may not get finished and I will let them down if I do that. So again सो देखिए लॉजिक यहाँ पे क्या है कि हम जो है डायरेक्ट नो की जगह ना कुछ ऐसा रिस्पॉन्ड कर रहे हैं कि उनको लगे कि हाँ बंदे के पास प्रियोरिटीज हैं करने को, है कि नहीं। या कैन से दैट बट इट्स लाइक इमोशनल मैच्योरिटी अगर कोई नहीं भी है किसी के पास, बट अगर आप उनको ये बता रहे हो कि आपका काम उनसे ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है या नो हम तुम्हारी हेल्प नहीं कर पाएंगे, ये कहने की जगह इफ यू आर सेइंग hey no I cannot really help you because I'm working on this important project, my whole group is expecting me to complete this task within 2 hours of deadline, then that person might थोड़ा सा तो समझेगा अगला, है कि नहीं। हाँ, then this response explains that you are focused to decline the request. Yes, so the main thing is कि the examples that I read above, none of them said no. They just gave you a valid reason why you are not able to help them. This approach can be effective for any type of request. It will work just as well when you are asked for money as it will when you are asked to devote your time or labor. So we are on the fourth strategy, and my throat is really bad. Let me take some water. So now we are on strategy 4. Resist the urge to offer excuses. I understand the temptation. Someone asks you for help, you cannot spare the time, so you must turn down the request. But you don't want the individual to think that you are blowing him or her off. So you scramble to come up with excuses. For example, I can't take you to the airport because my car is in the shop, right? I can't help you move tomorrow because I threw out my bag. Can't contribute funds for Tom's retirement party because I don't have any cash on me, right? These kind of examples, my roommate. So these are the some of the examples. Like, you don't have to give them random reasons, right? You get the point, right? The excuses are an attempt to deceive the person asking you for help. For example, your car is fine, your back is healthy, you have cash in your wallet, but you are just giving an example. You are just giving an example. Uh, you're giving an excuse to that person that you don't want to help them, so this will give them a rough idea that this person is not willing to help us. Instead of that, he's giving us random reasons. There are two problems with this approach. First, you are likely to feel guilty for misleading the requester. Worse, the requester will probably be able to recognize your deception. Remember, as I noted in strategy 2, don't stall for time. None of us are as discreet as we imagine. The result is that we risk earning a reputation for being untrustworthy. We should be, when you say no, you have to make sure that person still trusts you. How you can do that? Instead of being saying no directly, you can give your priorities straight to him, right? Second, एक्सक्यूज मत दो यार, एक्सक्यूज मत दो. उनको पता चल जाएगा मेंटली कि दिस पर्सन को हेल्प नहीं करनी है. वेट ब्रो, आई फ्रॉम दिस अकाउंट आई कैन नॉट रियली टेल कि आप कौन हो. अपना नाम ही बता दो फिर. ah Secondly, it opens the door for negotiations which requires time and effort. For example, suppose your neighbor asks you to help build this deck afternoon. You decline the request, explaining that you promised your kids to take for the movie. He responds saying, "That's fine. Can you help me tomorrow?" Now, what you will do? ठीक है. One option is to come up with another excuse. I can't help you because I can't. I have to take my wife to doctor. But उसको तो बुरा लगेगा ना. मैं अपना नाम बता दो भाई, है ना. सी उनको तो बुरा लगेगा ना. इफ यू, तुम्हारे नेबर ने हेल्प मांगी, तुम बोले कि नहीं आज मैं नहीं कर सकता, बोलेगा ठीक है कल कर सकते हो, तुम बोलोगे कल हमको वहां जाना है, तो वो पर्सन समझ जाएगा तुमको हेल्प नहीं करनी थी. यू आर जस्ट मेकिंग अप एन एक्सक्यूजेस, राइट. You have essentially painted yourself into a corner. The better approach is to turn down the request with a simple no. Simple no. So let me highlight this part. The best approach is to turn down the request with a simple no. You, so, and the resist the stop the temptation to say more. ठीक है भाई. See, hey Devansh, I really need your help in this thing. Can you help me out? अगर मैं सच, if I'm really busy and I don't want to help that person directly, hey, no Shyam, I cannot help you. I am busy, really busy. ठीक है. I should not say, hey, no, I cannot help you because I have to do this. Can you do this after 2 hours, Devansh? No, hey, after 2 hours I have this work to do. So that person will get some idea that he is making some excuse. And this needed, yeah, if you say more excuses, temptation, then that person will think you that you are being civil, and you lose your respect. As a bonus, doing this consistently increases your self-confidence. If you'll say no directly, it will increase your self-confidence. Trust me, I have started reading this book, I understand the logic and all, how to say no. And now for me it is easier to decline requests. I am someone who is used to say yes. Okay, so that will make you easier to be graceful enough to say no and decline requests in future. ठीक है, देखो चार स्ट्रेटजीज नाउ वी आर ओवर. नाउ स्ट्रेटजी फिफ्थ, टेक ओनरशिप ऑफ योर डिसीजन. टेक ओनरशिप ऑफ योर डिसीजन. Yes, yes. When you say yes to someone, you say no to yourself. And one more thing is there, when you say yes to something that is unimportant, you are saying no to something that was very important. है ना? Yes. I think Warren Buffett said that. Yeah. And okay. So we'll see the part strategy fifth, take ownership of your decision. ठीक है. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to say I can't when someone asks for your time, money or labor? For some of us the response is practically automatic. It's a reflex. We say I can't before we are able to consider what it means. कुछ लोगों की आदत होती है कि they will directly say no. In most cases we actually can help. It's technically possible for us to do so, है ना? We can surrender our time, we can give money, and not with standing physical ailments we offer our labor. But when we turn down requests, we choose to say I can't. This response allows us to avoid taking ownership of our decisions. We get into habit of turning people down without expressing our decisions as matter of personal choice. So अभी तक ये बोल रहे हैं कि कुछ लोगों की आदत होती है कि वो तुरंत ही नो बोल देते हैं, है ना? फेस पे तुरंत नो नहीं बोलना है. अभी तक जैसे पहले इन्होंने बताया कि मेरे पास ये इंपॉर्टेंट काम है, हम उसको करना चाहते हैं, इसलिए हम आपकी हेल्प नहीं कर पाएंगे. आई कैन नॉट हेल्प यू बिकॉज आई हैव दिस इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग टू डू, राइट? एंड ऑल्सो बी ऑनेस्ट, डोंट मेक एक्सक्यूजेज. इफ यू आर सेइंग नो, डोंट मेक एक्सक्यूजेज दैट आई हैव टू डू दिस, आई हैव टू डू दिस, आई हैव टू डू दिस. And for me, I'm explaining this more so that things can go into my brain, and I don't want to write multiple times. I'm highlighting the important parts. When you explain to people, you things will get settled in your brain. That's why I'm explaining after reading. Okay. My throat is not fine. Yeah, anyways, in my opinion, this has a harmful effect over a long run. If you don't take the ownership of your saying no, then it is a negative, it will create a negative impact, right? Yeah. Over time, this gives us a false sense that we are not in control. We begin to believe that external factors undermine our authority, that our personal decisions aren't truly our own to make. That's the opposite of empowering, it's disempowering. And it can have a significant negative psychological effect on our behavior and thoughts. The good news is that there is a simple, if not easy, solution. When you must turn down the request or invitation, express your decision as a personal choice. Instead of telling the requester, I can't, tell him or her, I don't want to. Damn. सो अब आप ये नहीं बोलेंगे कि मैं कर नहीं सकता, अब आप बोलेंगे मैं करना चाहता नहीं हूँ. देखो, अगर आप बोलते हो आई कांट, इट मीन्स ये आपकी वीकनेस को दिखाता है कि अरे ये तो कर नहीं चाहता, ये तो वीक है, ये मेरी हेल्प नहीं करना चाहता. अब आप बोलेंगे आई डोंट वांट टू, आई कैन डू दैट, राइट नाउ आई एम बिजी विद समथिंग मोर इम्पोर्टेंट, सो आई डोंट वांट टू हेल्प यू विद दैट. क्रेजी, हाँ, क्रेजी चीज लिखी है. Give a reason. If you suspect doing so will diffuse a potentially combative response, the important thing is that you own your decision. अभी आपने नो बोल दिया, but now you own your own decisions. Responding in this matter to request you are unable to accommodate is an affirmation of your will and personal authority. Now, अब आपने बोला कि I don't want to, now it's more like you are taking authority of your own decision. You're making conscious choices regarding how you spend your time and energy and other limited resources. The more you use phrasing that expresses your will, the more confident you'll become in turning down requests that conflict with your needs and convictions, and the more respect you'll inspire in those who seek your help. तो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग जो आपकी हेल्प लेने आ रहे हैं, अगर आप उनको ये बोलते हो कि देखो हम करना नहीं चाहते आपकी हेल्प इस टाइम पे, तो वो आपकी रिस्पेक्ट ही बढ़ेगी उनकी नज़रों में, क्योंकि उनको लगेगा बंदा डायरेक्ट है, बंदा ऑनेस्ट है ना? ये दैट वाज़ अ गुड पैराग्राफ। I think I should take a 5-minute break. My voice is really bad. Whew. I will just, I think I will mute Yup. Sorry for the 5 seconds delay. I'm back again, and I realized that speaking continuously is tough. Actually, my throat is little bit paining with some cold. Okay, we'll continue. Now we almost reached to sixth strategy, that is ask the requester to follow up later. Now let's understand. This is not styling tactic. Rather, it's a way to revisit a request when you have more time to think about it. It also allows you to put the ones on the requester while gauging the urgency of his or her request. For example, let's say a harried coworker bursts into your office and exclaims, "I really need your help on this project." Because you're busy with your own task, you're unable to accommodate him at that moment. But you might be able to lend a hand later. But wait, yeah. But you might be able to lend a hand later after you have completed your work. To that end, you respond, "I don't have time to help you right now, but check in with me after 4 p.m. Things will be less crazy then." So you No, no, no. I am not tired actually. I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to do this. I don't. So you suppose suppose you're sitting in an office working on a